Hey, you guys. Welcome back to the Real Emotions series, okay? We are literally over halfway through this series. I didn't quite know exactly how many episodes there were going to be, you guys, but oh wow, the alarm was on again. I just got done meditating. Sorry, I'm trying to get back to my thoughts. But I really did not know the series was going to be this long. I really didn't know how long the series was going to be, period. But it seems that there are going to be a total of 20 episodes. So I hope you guys are enjoying the series. As always, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I hope that you're doing well. I hope that you guys are finding peace on your journeys. I hope that you're having everything that you need and a few things that you want at the same time. I feel like currently I'm going through a cleansing phase. I mean, I definitely feel like I'm going through a cleansing phase. I feel like I've been going through a cleansing phase, but the intensity of that which I am experiencing continues to fluctuate over time. I'm just lighting some Palo Santo, my last little bit of this Palo Santo to cleanse the energy. So just so you know, I'm a little scatterbrained, and I feel like it's because of this episode. Like I said, I've been going through cleansing phases, and I just feel like this is a major cleansing phase, which I feel like a lot of you guys within the collective are going through. There are a lot of things on my mind, but we spoke about, or we will soon be speaking about going cold turkey. Okay, that's going to be an upcoming episode, so stay tuned. But this is episode 12, and the focus of this particular episode is celibacy, okay? Let's talk about sex, baby. Okay, 222 was just on the timer, and my spirit guys was like, come on, it's okay to talk about sex. I don't know why it's so taboo to me to talk about sex. Maybe it's because I've had past lives during times where maybe sex was taboo to speak about. I feel like I've also had past lives where I had rough experiences with sex. This lifetime, one of which being, but I also other ones. But yeah, this episode is about celibacy. So the message that I got from Spirit is celibacy and how it's a benefit to your life. I feel like we all know how celibacy could be a benefit to our lives, but for those who are coming to this video and may not, I'm going to go ahead and let you know from a physical, emotional, spiritual, and mental standpoint. So, from a physical standpoint, which kind of coincides with the mental standpoint, I feel that, of course, being celibate reduces the risk of STDs and pregnancy, okay? So I'm just going to read the channel message, and then we're going to get a little deeper into it because I'm so scatterbrained. I don't know what the fuck. But celibacy and how it's a benefit to your life. It reduces the risk of pregnancy, STDs, and emotional/spiritual attachments. Sex magic is real, okay? It's taken me almost 30 years to realize that a bond is so much harder to break after there's sex. That was literally the only message that Spirit gave to me. Let me get an avocado because literally these avocados are giving me life. I put paprika and seasoned salt and pepper on them, which might not be the healthiest, but bitch, they're good. Okay. Okay. Maybe it's that I try to avoid sex. I don't know. I really do try to avoid sex. Like, I will tell people I don't want to have sex and then end up having sex, right? That's literally something that I've struggled with, is telling people no, right? That's why I usually don't hang around people because, you know, men in general. because it's always, that's the reason. That's the reason why they're around, is for sex or what they can get. And I'm not saying women don't do the same thing, but I'm speaking from a standpoint of a woman, and I've not met any men in my life besides like platonic family members that did not want something from me in regards to sex. And it's very exhausting. So from a physical standpoint, that is what it is. It's celibacy helps you to not be physically exhausted. Because even if you're not having sex with someone who is literally like a fucking drill in their mind, only thinking about having sex with you all the time, even when they're around you, you become physically exhausted. Because it's like they're thinking so hard, I want to have sex, I want to have sex, I want to have sex, that it's like that energy is projecting onto you and it drains you, ultimately putting down your defenses so that you will ultimately have sex. You can believe me or not. This is just my humble opinion, and this is what I've noticed and realized over years of experience. I've been having sex since I was, I want to say 15, but I think that might be wrong. I think it might be like 13. I think I lost my virginity when I was 13. And I think I talked about this in another episode. I did. I don't know if I talked about this yeah, it might have been another episode where I talked about this, or it could have been a tarot reading that I did either on this channel or on Pisces Tarot. But child, physically, even if someone's not having sex with you or they're saying that they're just friends, it's never just friends. Okay? And the fact that they're sitting there thinking about sexual contact, desiring it, and projecting that desire of what they envision on you, it literally exhausts your physical energy. Not to mention the physical benefits of celibacy being that you reduce your risk of pregnancy 100%, which is deadly. I've gotten cut open 3 times for my children, but because of a man who didn't really give a fuck about me, impregnating me, and then not really being there to support their creation wholeheartedly. I did that. I made that sacrifice. I made the decisions I made. And that's what happened. But I could have died 3 times. The second time I was pregnant, not only could I have passed away, but my baby inside of me, Christopher, that was a high-risk pregnancy, because after I had sex with his father, my ex-husband, got pregnant with his child through the insemination of his seed into his sperm into my egg. His genetic makeup that was included within his sperm basically changed the genetic makeup of my body to where my next child and every pregnancy after that could technically be high risk because of the baby being anemic in my stomach or something like that. It was like something like with his blood that got mixed in with my blood when I was pregnant with his child that caused my second child to be at risk for being anemic, which ultimately could have terminated the pregnancy, made me miscarry, or caused him to be stillborn. That affects me for the rest of my life. And then when you say that and you think about sex magic, that's the emotional and spiritual side of it. You really don't know. You really don't know how a person may affect your bloodline, literally. You really may not know how a person could affect your spiritual purpose on this earth, I really do feel like my ex-husband, and I'm not saying this in a way of hatred, like I really do appreciate the fact that I was able to have my children and experience what I experienced, because without that, it wouldn't have made me the person I am today. And we're going to talk about that soon as well. But it really makes you think about shit. And it really makes you look at the esoteric side of humanity that people like to ignore. And not only can you physically be protected from celibacy, because people are dirty sometimes and they have STDs, and then sometimes people fall victim to dirty people and they end up having STDs. I'm not judging you if that's your situation, but there's two groups of people who have STDs. There's people who are dirty and don't give a fuck about their body or the bodies of other people. And there's people who fall victim to those dirty people. It was 11:11 on the timer. So just being celibate can help you with that physical aspect of your protection physically and of your energy, like not being drained, not being tired, not being fatigued, mentally not being fatigued. The mental and the emotional goes in with the spiritual side, because if you're always constantly thinking about sex, or if you're always constantly thinking about sex with someone, I just heard Rihanna's damn song. Sex with me, so amazing. All this hard work, no vacation. Stay up on my Instagram, your temptation. Sex with me, sex with me, sex with me. Ain't that the one where she be like, I got the sauce, you know I'm saucy. Let me tell you something. Sex with certain people is definitely magic, incantations, spells, rituals, whatever you want to call it. You know, a lot of young people out here be like, oh, the pussy belongs to XYZ, or that's your dick. All right. If y'all want to say that shit, you say that shit if you want to. But you're literally giving spiritual ownership of your body and your soul to that person. No. Once you have sex with somebody, even if you don't say those things, you've connected, like, the correlation that I feel like is coming to my mind is the Matrix. Like when they had that little plug in the back of their head, and Neo would get plugged up to the thing, and Trinity would get plugged up to the thing, and then they would be in there like during the simulation just to practice. But just imagine if you, like, just imagine you having sex with someone spiritually and mentally is just like you having that plug in the back of your head and that person having a plug in the back of their head, and you take a conjoining USB cord and plug it into yours and theirs, and it's like, then they have access to your brain and your thoughts and your mind and all that shit. Wondering why all of a sudden you get aroused out of nowhere. It could be because somebody in the past that you had sex with is thinking about you. Or it could be because, you know, even if you haven't had sex with somebody, like I just feel like it's not as powerful in a situation where you haven't shared your body with somebody. And I know this message is all over the fucking place, but it's going to be meant for somebody. And when it comes time for you to realize that you are on a spiritual journey, when it comes time for you to live up to your spiritual contracts and what you're meant to do on this earth, because I don't feel like you're necessarily meant to do anything specific. I feel like you're just meant to do the things that you want to do. Like you're meant to live your life the way you want to live it and help to change people's minds or adapt people or heal people along the way. I feel like that's what the contract is. To come down here, learn whatever it is that you need to learn for your own spiritual soul. And in the process of you learning what you need to learn for your spiritual soul, you're conjunctively like teaching other people to learn their spiritual lessons. Like, we're all kind of connected in the same contract. I feel like it's like a generic contract where God kind of tells you, like, look, this is what you need to learn that's specific to you. But the way that you do it doesn't matter as long as you accomplish the goal. However you want to accomplish the goal, you can accomplish the goal. But just know that if you make the wrong choices or you're not in alignment with the ultimate purpose of this spiritual contract of you going into this human experience, then you're not gonna like pass, or you're not going to reap the benefits. It's kind of confusing to say, but it's kind of like, you know, if you know, you know. So I just feel like I had to say this. I really didn't want to do this episode. Maybe it's because I'm supposed to learn how to talk about sex without having a problem. I swear. I know it seems like I'm really childish about it, but I really don't. I mean, I talk about sex in the readings, which is crazy, but like in context, it's kind of hard to just sit here and look at the camera and talk about sex. It's different. I don't know. Like, I feel like any person, I don't know. I can't speak for anybody else. But for me, I just know that celibacy is good. It literally frees your mind of situations. And if you really want to know if somebody's down for you and if they care for you, don't have sex with them for a long period of time. Don't have sex with them at all. Like, for all my young viewers out there who are like teenagers, preteens, I don't know why you would be watching this video, but if you just so happen to click on this motherfucker, okay, don't have sex. I'm telling you, you're going to have plenty of time to fuck. I'm telling you, you're going to have plenty of time to fuck. You're going to have plenty of time to have sex, especially young men. I feel like it's like so, I feel like it's like, it's so like, I feel like young boys having sex too early has been so normalized. And now it's getting to the point where young girls having sex too early is getting normalized. And that shit is insane to me. And it makes me sad. Like, because like literally my 10-year-old and 11-year-old, even when they were younger, I was already telling them, don't have sex. Don't let nobody touch you. You know what I'm saying? But at 10 years old and 11 years old, they know how to put on a condom. They know what an STD is. They know what they look like online, okay? And it's just crazy out here. So just protect yourself, because sex magic is real. Entity attachments are definitely real, and people will try to control you through sex in some way, or they'll try to find a way to harvest your energy and get it through sex. And you might see it as something that you're doing exploratively or something that you're doing for yourself. And everybody has the right to make their own decision. But just for me, I just feel like we all need to evaluate that. We all need to evaluate this topic and really think about the times in our past sexual experiences and like what it really gave us, like what we really got from it. Like, really think about all your past sexual experiences, no matter what level of sexual experience it may have been. Think about all of those experiences and ask yourself, what did I really get from those experiences? And if you're feeling more so empty, as if you didn't get a lot from it, or as if, you know, negative things may have followed you after that, or you just felt lack or exhaustion, then you might want to think about celibacy, okay? And if you're the type of person who thinks, oh, all of my sexual experiences have been great. Now, and you have to be real with yourself when you're doing this, because if you're a bold-faced fucking liar to your own face, then you might as well just cut the camera right now. But if you look at your sexual experiences and some are good, but some are not so good, then compare why certain ones were good and why certain ones were not so good. And if you just feel like all of your sexual experiences were great, you felt super energized afterwards, you know, and you left the person, didn't even think about it, wasn't even a big deal. Maybe you guys are still friends, but maybe things are not exactly the same, or, you know, it's just overall you just really didn't mind. It wasn't any difference here or there, and you felt great and energized afterwards, and that just may mean sex is good for you. Or that could mean that you're the one who's leeching off of other people's energy by having sex, and you might need to think about why you're having so much sex. Okay? But I'm gonna leave it there. I love you guys. I really didn't want to talk about this shit at all, but you know, I listen to my spirit guides and I do what they tell me to do. I hope y'all are enjoying the Real Emotions series. We are over halfway through, like I said. So be sure to stay tuned. Be sure to turn on post notifications for the channel. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all later. Peace. Bye.